Every village has a story it never forgets that has been passed for many generations. This is a short tale of the madman of Korowa. In the dry plains beyond the river Naru lay the quiet village of Korowa. It was a peaceful place of farmers and herders where children chased goats through dusty paths and elders told stories beneath the baobab tree. But amongst them lived a man everyone called mad. His name was Jorun. Jorun wore torn robes stitched with feathers and shells. He spoke to the wind. He laughed at empty air. He warned of things no one could see. One sweltering afternoon, Jorun ran into the village square, his eyes wild. "Dig," he cried. "Dig deep into the earth. The sky will fall in fire and water. The river will rise like a serpent and swallow Korowa whole." The villagers laughed. "The river?" they scoffed. "It has not flooded in 50 years. Jorun fell to his knees, pressing his ear to the ground. "It is coming," he whispered. "The hills have cracked. The rains will be fierce. Dig channels, build walls, move your grain to higher grounds." But no one listened, except old Mama Sarah, nearly blind but wise in spirit, stepped forward. "When a man speaks with such fear in his bones," she said softly, "perhaps we should not ignore him." The chief hesitated. The sky was clear. The earth was dry. Still, to quiet the old woman and perhaps the madman, he allowed a small group to dig trenches along the village edge. The young men grumbled as they walked. "We dig because of a madman," they muttered. John walked harder than all of them. 3 days later, the wind changed. Clouds rolled in thick and black from the eastern hills. Thunder cracked like splitting trees. Rain fell as if the sky itself had torn open. The river Naru roared. It swelled, rising higher than anyone had ever seen. Water rushed towards Korowa with terrifying speed. But the trenches Joran had begged them to dig, caught the first surge. The water diverted into fields, away from the heart of the village. Still, it raged. Mama Sarah had listened. Many families had carried their harvest to higher grounds near the rocky hill behind the village. When the flood finally receded at dawn, homes stood damaged, fields soaked, but the village still stood, and most importantly, they had food. Had they done nothing, Korowa would have been washed away. The villagers searched for Jorun to thank him. They found him sitting by the riverbank, staring at the calm waters, as if nothing had happened. "You saved us," the chief said, bowing his head. Jorun smiled faintly. "I did not save you," he replied. "The earth speaks. The wind whispers. The river remembers. I only listened." From that day forward, no one called him mad. Instead, they called him Jorun the listener. So whenever the wind shifted strangely or birds flew in sudden silence, the people of Korowa would turn, not to the chief, but to the seer who once wore the name of madness. So far, we have come to the end of the folkloric tale, The Madman of Korowa. But what are folklores without moral lessons? And the moral lesson of this folklore is wisdom does not always dress in fine clothes, and truth does not always speak in calm voices. Sometimes those we call mad, just like Jorun, are simply listening to things we cannot hear. Thank you for listening.